Welcome to Podcasts, recorded live at the Center for Spiritual Living in Portland, Oregon. We have many programs, classes, and workshops developed just for our online audience. To find out more, go to our website at cslportland.org and look under the Online tab. Our mission is to open hearts, ignite minds, and make a difference. If you'd like to support our center and its video podcast, you can donate online at cslportland.org/donate. Allow us to become part of your extended spiritual community. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are most welcome at the Center for Spiritual Living.
Good morning. Welcome to the Portland Center for Spiritual Living. Would everybody like to stand and join us in our opening song? It's called My Soul is Welcome Here by Daniel Nahmod, who is an amazing guy. Yes. It's on the blue sheet.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome here.
Boy, my soul feels welcome right now. Does your soul feel welcome? I love that song. I love the stuff we do here. So welcome, friends, to the Portland Center for Spiritual Living. We are a science of mind community that teaches spiritual principles to transform your life and make the world a better place. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, Please know that you are welcome here. All we ask is that you stay open to the possibility of transforming your entire life simply by changing your mind. I know, right? We hear it so much, but it's always true. The truth is always true, regardless of our mood. If you are new to the center and in person, we welcome you, and we have some welcome packets on the back table. They look just like this. They have information all about who we are and what we stand for and how we might serve you on your sacred spiritual journey. And for our global audience, the same information is available on our website at cslportland.org. Check it out under the About Us menu tab. Either way, you'll find a ton of information that can help guide you in our collaboration on this spiritual journey of yours. I have some announcements, some exciting things going on at our center always. You can sign up for weekly email that details all of these things and more. You can also go there to register for classes and get a free gift on your birthday. Check that out. So, first and foremost, our Sunday service is in here at the center. Facebook Live as well, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can also see it after the fact on YouTube and via our podcast. Wednesday night meditation every Wednesday at 7 p.m. This week, I'll be doing the meditation, and it's going to be on kindness, and I'll be combining the teaching from the Season for Peace and Nonviolence with the traditional Buddhist practice called metta, M-E-T-T-A, that has to do with emotional calisthenics to expand the space of our love and of our compassion. So we'll be doing that this Wednesday. There are also online Zoom groups for our Social Justice Book Club, our 12-step program for women, and our Spirits Lunch Bunch. You can find out more about them and get the Zoom links again on the website. Now I'm going to talk about some of the educational offerings. We are a learning center. We aren't just here to celebrate on Sunday, though that's important. We're here throughout the week to support you in that deepening practice, that spiritual learning. So first of all, we have the Art of Letting Go, Experiencing Freedom Through Forgiveness. This is a one-day virtual workshop facilitated by our very own Reverend Marilyn, and that's going to be Saturday, April 1st from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And the question that we are to ask you is, are you ready to relinquish the past and fashion for yourself a new way of being? Are you ready to grant freedom to your mind and heart in order to embrace a greater vision? In this workshop, you'll get to choose to release the bondage of guilt, shame, and resentment, and any other mental and emotional burdens of the past. You get to maximize your innate personal power and make a conscious choice to embrace freedom by letting go of hurts, big and small, shedding victimhood in order to experience peace of mind, and thirdly, saying yes to your unlimited power for creating a whole new way of living. This is your invitation to consciously choose freedom through forgiveness. Now is the time to embrace a greater vision for living. There are no prerequisites for this workshop. Everyone is welcome. Participant workbook is included in the fee. Boy, that read great. I don't normally read the whole announcement. If Reverend Marilyn writes it, I read the whole thing. No, that was good stuff. I might take that class now. I'm feeling ready. No, really, if you want to build that community, take one of these classes and you'll be amazed at the powerful growth and the deepening of these connections to this community. Next up, we have Exploring the Roots of the Science of Mind. This is a 10-week certified class via distance learning. That means it would count towards eventually becoming a practitioner. I didn't think I'd ever become a practitioner. You take a few classes, you'd be surprised at what will happen. So this is going to be Tuesday evenings in April the 4th through June the 6th, 5 to 8. It is co-facilitated by practitioner emerita Kate Barrett and by Reverend Marilyn. Wow, that's a powerhouse team. So in this certified course, individuals deepen their understanding of the historical roots in America of Ernest Holmes' philosophy, the science of mind. Each week you'll get to experience an exploration of the works of Thomas Troward, Emma Curtis Hopkins, and Ralph Waldo Emerson, the primary influences of Ernest Holmes as he created a philosophy, a faith, and a way of living, also known as science of mind. There are no prerequisites for the class. Everyone is welcome. So again, if the teaching speaks to you and you want to go to the underlying wisdom that inspired Ernest Holmes, this is a great class. It's actually one of my favorites when I took it. There will also be the meetup connection circles. Meetups in person are at the back of the sanctuary. We have a meetup circle that meets every Sunday, and then there are winter circles that are featuring the Season for Peace and Nonviolence. You can find out more about these connection circles, again, on our website, cslportland.org. Okie dokie. Only a few more announcements, I promise. So, as you know, we are currently doing the work to welcome our next full-time minister. We have Reverend Christine leading us in that process. In the back, we have a very important form. This is actually the point to dial in here, folks. This is our membership recommitment. So we've had a lot of things go on in the past 4 years in society and within ourselves. What we're asking is that if you are committed to this place being your spiritual home, to please fill out this form so we can update your contact information, because this is how you get a vote for who the next minister is. If you don't do this form, you don't get a vote, and that would break my heart, because within each one of you is a unique expression of God, and I need all those expressions coming together as we do this process to find our next minister. So again, this form is in the back. It's going to be there throughout the coming months, and this is how we're going to come together as a community and do something really special. Choose our next leader. I'm getting a correction right now live from Nancy. What is it?
And if they're not a member yet, you're going to...
If you're not a member yet, this is totally the process to start. Thank you for that. It's really important, too. And then for those that are new, we are currently planning the next expression of our new membership class. Myself and Andy right over here, my bro, we're planning that. So in the coming weeks, we'll be announcing when that first new membership class is going to be offered.
Are the forms in the back?
The forms are in the back, and you can leave the forms there. Our president of the board, Nadine, is also going to be gathering them. Thank you for those questions. I'm liking this live audience interaction. We're doing it live, folks. Okay, here we go. Oh, my favorite announcement always. Our flowers are courtesy of Kat Jacobs. Beauty is a spiritual principle. If you're feeling down, if the day is overcast, go engage beauty directly and let that reharmonize your outlook. So glad we have that. Today's music, we have our guest who was really rocking it earlier. I'm very excited about this. Ellen Whyte. Yes. Backed, of course, by our wonderful friends band. They're here week in, week out, letting spirit flow through the harmony that is vibration. So lucky to have them. My last announcement, we did it. Today's message is by Reverend Dr. Ruth Miller, and the message is Discovering Self Within and Around Us. Please join me in welcoming. So excited to have you. So now, friends, I invite you to sit back and relax, because I know that somewhere between the music, the meditation, and the message is exactly what your heart came to receive.
I say yes, yes, yes. I say yes, yes, yes. I say yes. I say
I say yes. I say yes to that inner presence within me that is one with everything. I say yes to goodness. I say yes to truth. I say yes to beauty. I say yes to all that is God flowing through me right here, right now. Because there is only that one thing, that goodness, that joy, that peace, that truth, that vital energy that moves all things. It is this one thing that we choose to call God, Spirit, the universe, the all. It flows through me. It flows through everyone hearing this prayer. It is our natural state. And as we move into that state, all is made easy, all is made well. And with great thanks for this, I allow this truth to be, and so it is. And as we relax into meditation, I invite you to go to that place within where the good blossoms and let it grow.
I wish I could see you and the laughter in your eyes. If you look there real closely and you read between all the lines, I'm hoping someday soon we'll be sharing all good times. In that letter I said I love you. Oh, I know it took you by surprise. Now I feel so much better. I'm no longer living in a lie. And this could be a one-sided story. I'm willing to wait and find out if that's true. It's been a long time coming, and now it's up to you. In that letter I said I love you. Oh, and I know it took you by surprise. Oh, I feel so much better. Well, I'm no longer living in a lie. Oh, this could be a one-sided story, but I'm willing to wait and find out if that's true. Been a long time coming. I've made my choice. Been a long time coming. Hear it in my voice. it's up to you. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Wow. Marvelous. Oh, thank you so much. And thank you all. So good to see you. So good to be here. This layout is a little better, I think, than it was last time I was here. This is good. And we have much better weather this time. So good to be here. And so good to be with such a group of aware, awake, aligned beings. Hello, my better self. I work sometimes with this marvelous man who grew up in the Aleutian Islands, and that is their greeting to each other. Hello, my better self. Yeah. Our reading for today, if you will, is in the Season for Nonviolent booklet. If you haven't taken this home, Season for Peace and Nonviolence, I think this is fabulous. This is the only place I've been that does this, where you have a thought for each day through the season. So today, the thought is understanding, and it's Thich Nhat Hanh, who is a remarkable being, a Buddhist monk who was taken under the wing of Thomas Merton, a Trappist monk, and brought out into the world for us. He passed away recently. Yeah, and in the last year or so. And yet his presence is so alive in the world. It is just beautiful. And he says, when you understand, you cannot help but love. You know, a lot of you know that I work with Emma Curtis Hopkins materials a lot, and one of the things, thank you, and one of the things that she helps us understand is the meanings of the word, standing under in your understanding, right? Your way of seeing and knowing is standing under what you are perceiving. And when you truly are standing under the truth, you cannot help but love. And then the practice that Thich Nhat Hanh offers is practice looking at all living beings with the eyes of compassion. Now, compassion is another one of those words. You know, it's those wonderful words. Comes from the Latin. The C-O-M means with, and the passion means feeling. And it's feeling with, right? Practice looking at all beings, feeling with them. It's a little different from sympathy, which is from the Greek. This is from the Latin, compassion. And compassion and understanding go hand in hand, don't they? I know when I was dealing with the kinds of things we all have to deal with from time to time, getting clear with my parents. And I was the single child, the only child of a single parent who really did not want to be a parent to begin with. And that was hard for her. And so we had a fair amount to work through, you can imagine. And as I was beginning to make the shift from being angry and blaming in my 20s and 30s and well into my 40s, unfortunately, I began to try to understand, stand under a different perception of her. And I went back to this child and the life that she had. And what I began to realize was I had to be compassionate the moment I looked at how that child had grown up, right? The moment that I saw how those horrible breaks had happened, or whatever abuse she had experienced, or all of those things that had led her to not be able to cope sometimes with the situation she was in, and to express it in ways that were painful for her little girl. Oh my goodness. How could I not have compassion for this woman? And then as I continued on my spiritual journey, I began to realize that not only was there this woman who had been through these experiences, but that this person was fulfilling an agreement, a contract with my soul self. She was actually, in her own unique way, as we are all very unique, helping to strengthen and form and support and create and be part of the woman I became. And then, because of the nature of the experiences and the way she was doing it, caused me to question those ways of doing it, which then allowed me to be more fully present as a parent and as a working adult and now as a minister. Because I can see what it was that was happening, why it was happening, what didn't work about it, and what we can do differently. Yes? Well, that was wonderful. And I rode on that wave for a while, but like every surfer knows, sooner or later the wave just kind of fizzles out, and you got to swim back out and get the next one. And the next wave carried me to another level of compassion and understanding. And this time the compassion had to be for this being here, not anyone out there. Because this being had got caught up in a story about the nature of the relationship with the parent, right? And all the consequences, and the story about the pain of the parent, got all caught up in all of that, and so had a belief system that included the possibility of pain and abuse and distress and all those awful things. Uh-oh. Now, as I said a few moments ago, I am a student of Emma Curtis Hopkins. And I teach Emma a lot. And I'm also a student of Emily Cady and Ernest Holmes and Charles Fillmore. I study these people constantly. And I teach them as often as I can. Because each one of them are able to carry our insights another level deeper, another level, right? And Emma is absolutely clear, and virtually everyone in New Thought has picked this up. Whatever your underlying belief systems, whatever the belief systems standing under what you think you believe are, is what you will experience. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to walk around a little bit. Is that okay? Yeah, that way those of you who are having to look through posts can sometimes see me. So when I got that my compassion and understanding of the journeys of my mother and myself had led me to reinforce a belief system that said child abuse happens, that people go through horrible experiences, and all those other things. I don't think that's my phone. My phone is supposed to be on off. This is whoa, sorry about that. All right. So my phone, literally, it's on airplane mode and silence. So the Lord wanted me to do something different. The higher self wanted me to do something different here. I love that. And I apologize for the sounds. So where I was going, let's see where it takes me now. Where I was going was this notion that the belief system that we have determines our experience, right? And if I, in my compassion and concern for others, buy into their story, uh-oh, I have committed myself to living that story in some way. Whatever we believe, we will experience. And in fact, Emma says if we even say the words, we will experience it. And she even says, if you think the words, you will experience it. Yeah. My. So I had to get up on that new wave. And that new wave was a wave of releasing and letting go of those ideas. I'm still riding that one. How can we let go of those experiences, those memories, those images, those ideas that are so deeply ingrained in our sense of self? This is where the difference between a capital letter and a lowercase letter is very useful. Okay? My lowercase s self may have any number of ideas, beliefs, memories, thoughts that I need to let go of. While my uppercase s self, my true self, my essence, my creative center, never, ever experienced or knew any of that. And that's another thing Emma teaches. The true self never did any of those things we think of as mistakes or we might be regretful or guilty of, and never experienced anything like that. Now, a lot of folks in what used to be called religious science, this version of New Thought, talk about God as not being able to experience anything that isn't good. Right? And sometimes that makes God really separate from us. But myself can't experience anything that isn't good. My true self, my inner self, can't have had those experiences. And neither can my mother have had those experiences, the true self of her. I got a kind of a glimpse of this when I was working on this healing process, and, well, she kind of passed away in the middle of it. And that makes it hard because then you feel like you haven't completed, right? So I would go into one stage of what I call the express and release and replace process. And in that releasing, replacing, right in there, I have said, okay, I felt all of that, and I'm done with all of that. And now I am in the presence of this person, and we are both free of it. Except she wasn't on the planet anymore. So I sat down and I put a chair in front of me and I invited the shadow of my mother to sit on that chair. And what happened was this glowing being showed up. It wasn't the shadow, it was the self. And what happened next is what I am just really excited about. Herself, capital S, and myself, capital S, became and were obviously and have always been one. Self. No separation. No treatment of others. No idea that what one was doing to another. Just the love that is. And I rested in that for a while. And I'm very glad that I had that because now I can remember that, right? And every few years, something gets triggered, and I get caught back in the small s self. But I can remember, oh yes, this other thing happened. And so what I do is I do that whole releasing and everything process, and I get to that place where all that is the light. Oh, interesting. That's the Course in Miracles definition of forgiveness. All right, then. All that is the light. If that's forgiveness, I'll accept it. Oh, my goodness. Truly, my goodness. Well, so much for the person that I was closest to for the first third of my life, but now what? We got the rest of the world out there. I can have compassion and understanding, oh, it's not another self. If I have compassion and understanding for what they have been going through and who they have had to wrestle with, I'm buying into their story, and I've reinforced a belief system. I don't want to live anymore. Oh, I get to do something very different. When Ernest Holmes was on the planet, he had an office in Los Angeles, the center there, and a lot of very well-known celebrities would come in, and they'd start telling him their stories because they wanted him to fix it. We're all familiar with that. And as I understand it, based on what I've read and listened to from Ernest, he would sit there and he would say, under his breath, not true, not true, not happening, not real, can't be, don't let that in, cancel that. The whole time they're telling their story, he would have a barrier up because he did not need to have their stuff become his belief system. Yes. So every now and then someone will come up to me and they'll want me to do something to help them get through whatever they're getting through. And they'll start to tell me their story, and I'll go, whoa. Thank you. I really appreciate that you need to share that. But if you really want me to be effective, I don't need to hear it. I do not need to hear your story to be effective. I think my earring is touching the microphone. There. And so I don't need to understand in the way of being able to relate your story. I need to stand under the beliefs that have led to that story in the truth of your true self, your higher self, that capital S self, yes? Because if I try to understand how you got where you are and who did what and how it worked and why you're upset and what needs to be done to fix it, I just bought into your belief system. And that's not going to work for either of us. Yeah. And yet, I know every one of us really wants to let go of this stuff that we've been carrying. So I have this little process that I encourage people to do. Go find a safe place, spend a few hours yelling and screaming and hitting pillows, writing all kinds of things down, getting the story out, press from. Yeah? And once it's out, declare yourself free of it. We all need to be free of the set of beliefs, memories, understandings, and ideas, and all of that stuff, that whole bag of worms that brought us to whatever the situation is. That whole, actually, worms are pretty good things, so how about the garbage? And so the worms, I have a wonderful worm bed, I love it. So we want to get rid of the stuff that has taken us into a place that is other than heavenly. And we start by pressing it from. who we have thought we were, so that the capital S self can be who we know we are. And really, that's what all of New Thought is about. Emma's teachings, everyone else's teachings, and the Course in Miracles expressly, is designed to help us shift our identity from the small S self with all of those beliefs and ideas and memories and thoughts about who we are and how we got here and how the world is and what it's going to be and how it has to be that because da-da-da-da-da, all of that stuff, right? All of those things were designed and we're being encouraged through New Thought to let that go and replace it with a new thought. That's what it means. And I'm losing this again. So if, I released and I let go. So when I know that it is the beliefs and thoughts and words that I've been saying that have created the situation and experience of self that I have been experiencing, and I let it go. And I get into that place with all the people involved that we can be that light, one capital S self together. And I can know, capital T, truth. It's all good. It's all one. And whatever contract we had to get me to this place is done. And now my only contract, my only agreement, my only commitment is to identify as that large S self in the presence of and with and for every being I encounter. So I'm going to call that capital C, compassion. I'm going to feel with them their higher self, their true self, their inner nature, and not the story from which they have been living. And I get to do that with myself, which Louise Hay calls mirror work. If you can't do it any other way, sit in front of the mirror, yeah? So, as we are moving through this season of peace and nonviolence, which is a sad translation of Gandhi's satyagraha, nonviolence suggests that violence is possible, not in the belief system I want to hold, right? Satyagraha or ahimsa are Sanskrit terms that are so embodying the love and bliss of beingness that nothing else can happen except good. How's that feel? Yeah. So as I shift my identity from the stories of what I thought I grew up with or whatever has been going on in the world around me to the identity of that capital S self, where it's all one beingness, becoming, through whatever means anyone is ready to in the moment. But I know it can be heavenly for all, and I'm holding that potential and that space for all beings all the time. Yes. And I invite you to do the same. To be so free of the old ideas and so filled with the love and bliss and presence and power of the divine that all you get is that light, and the world around you is the heaven on earth that we have been promised and that anyone who grew up in the Christian tradition has been praying for every time they say the Lord's Prayer. And actually, everyone in the Jewish tradition has been praying for, because the Lord's Prayer is a summary of the prayer that the Jewish man is supposed to say 3 to 5 times a day. That's about 10 paragraphs long. Yeah. Wow. We don't ask for it. We let go of the beliefs. We let go of whatever has been holding us back, whatever has been protecting us from the idea of a world that isn't one self, one being, heavenly in every aspect. For this is the truth, and this is my blessing. And so it is.
Well, I'm going to invite you all to stand up and dance. We're going to go into the funk tower. Yeah. All right, wave around, just dance, move however you feel like moving. Okay, or clap. Here we go. Think of those who went before, found a way to help us soar. Leonardo, Michelangelo showed us all the way to go. Mr. Newton underneath the tree, thinking about gravity. Albert Einstein bursting free, gave us all relativity. Countdown. 10, 9, 8, I can hardly wait. Countdown. 7, 6, 5, good to be alive. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, it's got to be. Countdown. 3, 2, 1, we're not done. And in our days of future past, we found a way to make it last. Ida Wells, Dr. King brought the peace, let freedom ring. Joplin, friends from rags to pearls, gave new ears to a listening world. Time is finally on our side. Show our band, show our pride. Countdown. 10, 9, 8, I can hardly wait. Countdown. 7, 6, 5, good to be alive. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, best to be. Countdown. 3, 2, 1, no, we're not done. Hey! Hey, hey, hey. Come on. YouTube, get up and dance. Get it. Live your dreams, they'll come true. The power you need's inside of you. Passion, hope, understanding too. These are the things that will see you through. Treat the world with dignity. Peace and love brings harmony. Time has finally come today. Let's celebrate in a brand new way. Countdown. 10, 9, 8, I can hardly wait. Countdown. 7, 6, 5, good to be alive. Countdown. 5, 4, 3 is about you and me. Countdown. 3, 2, 1, I said countdown. 10, 9, 8, I can hardly wait. Countdown. 6, 5, good to be alive, countdown. 5, 4, 3, it's you and me, countdown. 3, 2, 1, we've just begun. Thank you, everyone. Good job. Thank you for participating.
Whoa. Oh my goodness. That is beautiful. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Countdown. And we have just begun, haven't we? We've begun a new week, a new life, a new way of being. We've released that which did not serve us anymore. It did once, it no longer does. And so if you would like to work with someone to help you take it the next step, please consider working with a treatment with one of our licensed practitioners. They'll be up here at the front after the service for what, I love it, is called here a 1-minute miracle. And it can be if you let it. And there are prayer cards, treatment cards under the ministry table back there by the sound booth. For it is the honor of the whole entire team of this wonderful little church, all the marvelous people that participate, to pray for you throughout the week, to treat and know the truth. Even when we forget, it helps to have someone else remember. Yes? Yes, and for our online audience, you can submit a request on the website, and that's cslportland.org, and it'll be automatically distributed to the practitioners and the ministers. You ready to stand up again? All right. Yeah. All right, so something wonderful is flowing through all of us right now.
Something wonderful is flowing through all of us right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
And life is in all my affairs.
Life is in all my affairs.
I think this. I believe this. I accept it. Just the way that it truly is. Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Oh, and so we all know always that we are never isolated and alone. We are always in the presence, the loving presence. Our light-filled self is one with all light everywhere, and divine love is flowing in and through and around us always. And any time, day or night, should we begin to forget something like this, we go inside and we remember that we are always, always loved. We are always loving. We are always the love that is everywhere. And so in gratitude for this remembrance, I say, so it is.
So it is.
Thank you so much.
Do our closing song, The Truth of Who I Am.
I am love, I am loving, I am love. I am love, I am loving, I am love. It's the truth of who I am. Yet Spirit reminds me again. I am love, I am loving, I am love. You are love, we are loving, we are love. We are love. light. Near, yes, near and far. We are love, we are loving, we are love. You are love, you are loving, you are love. You are love, you are loving, you are love. It's the truth of who you are. Shine your light. Near, yes, near and far. You are love, you are loving, you are love. I am love, I am loving, I am love. We are love, we are loving, we are love.
We hope you enjoyed today's podcast. If you happen to be in the Portland, Oregon area, we'd love to have you visit in person. The Portland Center for Spiritual Living is located at 6211 Northeast Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Our inspirational service is at 11 a.m. every Sunday. We also have many programs, classes, and workshops developed just for our online audience. To find out more, go to our website at cslportland.org and look under the Online tab. We have a variety of content dedicated specifically for our podcast listeners. Our mission is to open hearts, ignite minds, and make a difference. If you'd like to support our center and its podcasts, you can donate online at cslportland.org/donate. Our website is also the place to learn more about what's going on at the center or to contact us. Allow us to become part of your extended spiritual community. Wherever you are in your spiritual journey, you are most welcome at the Center for Spiritual Living.